Now, the second movie I got a chance to check out, and there will probably be more of a deeper conversation about this movie, but I want to review it just regularly first. Highest to Lowest, the new Spike Lee joint that's out, starring Denzel Washington, their 5th collaboration together in 30 years, starting with Mo Better Blues way back in the day. Every one of their collaborations has been fantastic, so I was super excited to get a chance to check this one out. I'm also a big Kurosawa, and this is based on High and Low, a Kurosawa movie from the 60s. It's about a rich man who his son gets kidnapped, and then twists and turns throughout the way. He loses a lot of money, but he's also looking at losing everything in his life in terms of his work, everything and stuff like that. I don't want to give away too many details as to why. It is a pretty intense at times drama. The original movie is a little more subdued in its intensity, but Spike Lee does bring a good intensity to this movie. He also brings that vibrant showmanship that he always does to every one of his movies. He brings an interesting sort of convergence of all these actors that are so talented together, and they play off each other really well. The characterization's fantastic in this movie. There's so many things I truly, really liked. And he hits the points that Kurosawa did, which I thought was important, because he was sort of reimagining, which you would have to. That was a modern day story taking place in Japan in the 60s after the reconstruction after World War II. This is a completely different movie that takes place in New York City. It's very steeped in Black culture, and it's got that footprint that Spike Lee is good for in all of his films. The thing I would say about this movie, it does tend to get a little bit convoluted. Whereas the original movie, I feel the running time works for the framework of that movie and for the time frame it came out and who Kurosawa was. They went a little long with this film. I feel like they could have cut it down a bit. Also, there's a lot of stereotypical characters that we've always gotten in Spike Lee movies that show up in here that makes it feel a bit awkward at times. But that's balanced out well by the acting. Denzel's fantastic. Jeffrey Wright's great. A$AP Rocky does a really good job in this movie. I'm not really familiar with him outside of his music, so for a first-time movie, and especially a Spike Lee movie, I thought they did a great job. Overall, this movie was just a lot of fun. It did 3 out of 5, but it was fun as a filmmaking standpoint especially. I learned so much just by watching any of Spike Lee's movies, but watching this one and seeing how he's framing things compared to Kurosawa was such a wonderful way to kind of go about it. One scene where in the Kurosawa film, the main character and the main protagonist, the main antagonist are talking through glass at a prison. That gives nothing away until you get to check it out, trust me. But they're talking through glass at a prison. There is no over the shoulder. You don't see that. You see the person talking through the glass and the reflection and the facial expressions through the glass of the person he's talking to. And it's just framed really well in that Kurosawa. And I didn't think they were going to be able to pull that off in this one, but they did it in a very Spike Lee way where they don't use the reflection, but they cut it in such a tense way that the editing was almost flawless. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic, but just the framing of how the close-up looked and how direct it was so symmetrically perfect, which Spike Lee is, of course, good for. But mixed with those cuts, it just really built an intensity between these two characters. But by the time you get to this point, it really enthralls you with who they are and what's going to happen next. I really enjoyed this film. They did a great job. And I know I'm going on and on about it. I probably will go more in depth with the 2 films down the line. But I say go check out Highest to Lowest. One thing I will say, it's not going to be, you probably won't get a chance to see it. The marketing for this, everything else has just been really terrible. It seems like A24 and Apple TV Plus wanted it to be in the movie theaters for possible awards times. They only put in like 200 movie theaters across the country, and it's going to be on Apple Plus in a few weeks. That bugs me, but I was so glad I got a chance to see this movie, and I will watch it. That's my review on Highest to Lowest. Let me know what you think. Go check it out. And let me know your review of the movie in the comment. Now let's get to our last one of the evening.